Hello, dog. Okay, it's getting on for about 10 o'clock, so I'm going to locate myself over to my cooking kitchen and once again and make up my vegetable stir fry. So this is where the practicality and just the convenience of both of the two burners are going to come in to cook in this next meal, where I've got sunflower oil, soy sauce, sesame oil, roasted cashew nuts, a mixture there of chopped up fresh ginger and a clove of garlic. Then here, which will go in last because these cook quite quickly compared to the other vegetables, which I'll show you in a moment. But in there is sugar snap peas and chestnut mushrooms already prepped. And here again, raw vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, chantenay carrots and onion. And then we got the Chinese spicy, bit like hoisin sauce type of spice with 5-spice powder, a traditional sort of Chinese spicy, sweet and tangy sliced pork, and then just for convenience, pre-cooked noodles, so I don't have to actually boil them up from being dry. All I've got to do is mix them in with the mess tin once everything else is all cooked up. So let's get it on the go. So I've put in there about 2 tablespoons of the sunflower oil, and then about just over a teaspoon, say a dessert spoon, of the sesame oil, then with the ginger and the garlic, and then that sort of infuses into the oil, which then tends to flavour whatever you're going to cook within the oil, rather than putting the vegetables in the oil, then the garlic or whatever seasoning like ginger and the garlic, which I've got there. So that's going to infuse into the oil. But what I don't want it to do is actually to brown, so it's just delicately just warming it through without actually sort of cooking the garlic right the way through, so to speak. Here we go. So that's infused into the oil, the ginger and the garlic. Now I've added the harder vegetables. The way I've cut them, because I like them in bigger chunks rather than actually slicing them, because if they're all the same size then I could actually add this in as well. But by the time this cooks through, what I don't want is the sugar snap peas and the mushrooms to get too soft. So these will go in about halfway, but I'll probably put these in that saucepan, because as you can see, that mess tin, could have brought a big frying pan. That mess tin is just about the right size for the vegetables so far. So it's going to take about 10ish minutes to cook through. Letting the heat go through for sort of 5-10 seconds, then stirring it so they don't stick, vegetables don't stick to the surface. But I've mentioned before, this old stainless steel really works out great, provided you don't get the heat too high. Yeah, smoking. It's normally a good idea, if you're going to add the soy sauce, is about halfway through cooking, because sometimes it can actually burn it onto the surface of whatever, say a wok or your mess tin or anything like that. And it just tends to keep the texture a little bit more moist as well. So that's going to be the theme of the flavour. The soy sauce, the garlic, the ginger, and then of course the sesame, which is a really nice nutty taste. Then the piece de resistance right at the end is going to be these roast cashew nuts. So as the harder vegetables have reduced through the cooking, instead of actually using the saucepan and then cooking on a separate ring, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually add the mushrooms and sugar snap peas, because these are reduced down to half the size, and then I can push all that aside to then cook the meat on the far end. And now back on the heat, I think I'll turn it up a little bit. Stir fries are normally on a high heat to cook all the goodness in. Right. And so that volume is even going to reduce down a little bit more. And then that mess tin is going to be absolutely full by the time I put the noodles in there. Oh yeah. Yet another Maverick Outdoors 5-star cuisine, people. Get in. So as you can see, it's starting to reduce down again. But I just added, I would say about what would be in size, about an egg cup full of water. And then just a spoon of sugar, as I said earlier. Chinese, traditional Chinese will use sugar. Monosodium glutamate, I don't like using salt monosodium glutamate because there's enough salt within the seasoning of the soy sauce. So that does me, but as you can see that's reducing down now, and plus as well that water just gives it a little bit more sauce without having to make it too strong by adding too much of the soy sauce. If you do notice that some larger chunks of veg are just a little bit harder than some of the smaller bits, then sort of when you come across them, that bit there, a bit of cauliflower in the spoon there, that was about twice the size, so I just halved it with a spoon, so everything's going to have the same sort of texture cooked through but without it going all slushy, because you want the veg to be sort of have a crisp to them, but obviously within Chinese style, not too soft. So another little technique you've seen me do before is push the vegetables to sort of one end. I've put the pork in there, as you can see it's already pre-sliced, into sort of shreddy little strips. Then I'm going to put where the meat is on top of the ring. So the veg is not in the direct heat, it will still stay warm, but I can actually cook this through separately, then eventually mix it all in. So I really want to make sure that pork cooks through. Obviously if it was a much bigger cooking vessel, like a mini wok or something, then of course you'd be slooshing it around, sort of like tossing the veg about so it all flicks over and cycles. But obviously when you're using something smaller, like on the trail kit, to fit into your rucksack and things like that, I could have brought a frying pan or even a wok, considering I brought this monstrosity, but I just wanted to do it via the mess tin, so at least you know that it can, something like this can be cooked out on the trail with small cooking utensils. Now I'm going to mix all that in now. Final stir through for this trail food late night. Well, it ain't a snack, is it? It's part 2 of my 5-star Chinese wild camp basher to the max out with safari dog Saturday night at 11 o'clock. Scoff time. Cheers. Meat's tender and tangy, Vegetables, just the right texture. Really nice. Can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday night at 11 o'clock at night, sitting on a riverbank, bashed to the max, eating something that I could have prepped it at home and then just heated it up here, but it's just nice to cook the veg and the meat from fresh. I'm just doing something tactile, cooking some trail food. Absolutely spot on. So I've just tidied my kitchen cook space and now ready to have some dessert. Tin of mandarins. I'll drink some of the juice out of that, which will then make space in the tin to pour some of this chocolate custard. Dessert time.